What is up, Jets family? Man, I am safely behind security. It is Thursday night, about, I would say, what time is it right now? About 8:30 Pacific time, 11:30 Eastern time. Is it that time? Let me look. I don't even know what time it is. Let me look. Oh yeah, no, it's 9:30. It's 9:30. Good, because my my flight doesn't leave for a while. I'd hate for it to be 8:30. It's really late on the East Coast, which means I'm not going to have a lot of people here live with me. But in case you see a replay of this, I am at the airport. I am ready. My flight so far is on time. Everything is good. Everything has went perfectly. No long lines, nothing like that. Um, Found a nice comfy seat here in the airport. Got my upgrade. Uh, you know, um, I have a lot of Jets points from an old United credit card, and I took a shot and made a phone call, gave them my number and everything. 2 days later, I get notification of a change in my seat, and I look, and it's 1F as in Frank, which means I've been upgraded to first class. I don't know how many of my points it involved, but it's going to be nice to be comfortable in the first row. That means I'm going to be able to stretch my legs, have plenty of hip space. I'm going to be able to fit real nicely. Probably not going to take advantage of the alcohol and the good food because I think sleeping is better. I just want to get there. I want to land. And not only that, I don't want to fill up. I want to be hungry because Nick Shine's going to pick me up and we are going to get we're going to get that product that some people call Taylor ham and some people just call pork roll on a delicious hard roll with egg and cheese. I get mine with salt and pepper and ketchup, and I can't wait to try one in New Jersey. I mean, I grew up in New York, man. In the city, we did like ham or sausage or bacon. So, what is this pork roll I hear of? Well, I'm gonna find out. Hopefully, Nick has taken me to a good enough deli where it's going to be Taylor pork roll, even if we have to order it as just pork roll. But he swears that Trenton pork roll is just as good. I don't know. I'll let you guys fight over that. But look, this is it. I take off. By the time you guys wake up, I'll be there. My niece is saying, have a good trip. I see you there, Leah. Thanks. I'm going to have a good trip. I'm glad you're recovering so well from your surgery. Uncle Jeremy is going to New York. I haven't been to New York since before the pandemic, so it's kind of crazy. I'm not going to see the city, which is a little weird. I don't think unless my friends take me Friday night. So my buddy is picking me up. So, I'm meeting my friends after the Nick meeting at like 5 p.m. in New Jersey. So there's a chance we're all going to meet, go to the city for dinner. I don't know. My friend's a Staten Island guy, and my other friend is picking me up, lives in Jersey. I don't know if they go into the city anymore. There's so many good restaurants now to choose from locally in Staten Island or in the Jersey area. So I don't know if we're going to go into the city. But on Saturday morning, I'm going to go to Coney Island, which is, people might not know this. Coney Island is very dear to me because not only is it in Brooklyn, we all know I'm a Brooklyn boy, but my father grew up on Brighton 7, which was a 10-minute walk on the boardwalk from Coney Island. So my dad grew up playing skeet ball and eating at Nathan's. That was his whole childhood. Like, he knew how to win all those games in those booths because he grew up there doing it. He's great at bumper cars, great at ping pong, all the different things you could do on Coney Island. My dad's really good at because that was his life growing up. My grandfather was still in the same apartment. He was there for like 60 years, I think, in the same apartment. So my dad, when I grew up as a kid, I would go to my grandfather's apartment on Brighton 7, and that was the apartment my father grew up in. So I think that my grandfather had that apartment since like the 1930s, I think. It was rent control, so I think he paid like $300 a month in like the 80s and 90s up until he passed away in 96. They were in that apartment. So I grew up going to Brighton Beach, and we would go on the bunch of Jet fans and meet up with Jet fans that I haven't met in person. Then in a place like that, where I spent so many years of my childhood, just like by the Cyclone, walking over to Nathan's, just walking up and down Neptune. It's going to be really, really cool. I have a lot of history with that area, obviously. My family roots go back to it. My parents actually met on Brighton Beach near Coney Island. My dad used to sit on the beach and play his guitar, and my mom was impressed. And the next thing you know, they were married, and I am one of the three. I'm the last one. Do you know who came first? Well, it's obvious because he's always the answer. The answer is always Lee Crevette. So Lee came first, then my brother Matthew, and then me. So, yeah. So it's going to be really exciting to go back to Coney Island because there's a lot of memories from my earliest memories, really. And my grandfather was great. You know, it was just like the most amazing story. Came to the country when he was a teenager, self-educated in the New York Public Library, built a life, and, you know, got my father into college and, you know, educated, and my father was able to build a better life for us. So it's, you know, the typical American story. So it's a cool story. But it was all in Coney Island, and that's where we're going to be. So I'm excited about that. I cannot wait. So Friday's going to be great, meeting up with everybody. I'm going to meet up with like 10 people. Dom C, Nick, Gunny from Situation Report, Mark Reese. This is a bunch of people. We're going to meet up, and at 3 o'clock tomorrow p.m., I think, is it Justin is going to be there? He's a dude that's been reaching out to me on Twitter like crazy, wanting to meet up. So I gave him all the information. We're going to be it's called Tavern on George at 3 p.m. in case anybody's in that area of near Edison and Old Bridge, New Jersey. And we're going to be meeting up there at 3 o'clock. And I'm looking forward to that. And then, like I said, Coney Island. And then on Saturday night, I'm hanging out with Sack Exchange and Green Bean. And I don't know who else is going to be there Saturday night after the Coney Island daytime thing. But we are going for Sack Exchange, Steve's favorite pizza. And he sent me pictures, and boy, I can't wait. There'll be videos and pictures of that pizza to share, I promise. But that's going to be pretty amazing. Then Sunday, we're going to go in the morning. We're going to be tailgating. We're going to start and visit the Jet Nation, Green Bean's, other channel. That's where he started. He's friends with the founder of that channel. I'm going to get to meet him. And we'll hang out there for about 40 minutes. And then we're going to walk over to Lot D, I believe. I believe they're in Lot D. Go to Twitter, jetlounge.com on Twitter, if you want to make absolutely sure. But the last I heard, it was D, the D parking lot, and we are going to tailgate with the Jet Lounge. And it's going to be a blast. There's going to be fresh mozzarella. There's going to be sausage and peppers. There's going to be beer drinking games and all kinds of fun stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be really cool. I see Grandizer's there. I don't know if this guy ever goes to sleep. But, yeah, man, it's going to be a good time. So that's going to be it, man. It's going to be the game. It's going to be the tailgating. And, man, Sean McAteer, I wish you could be there, brother. I see you out there in the chat. I wish you could be there. But, yeah, I'll have a good time for both of us. But we're going to, so after the game, back to Staten Island. And then, after that, it's all just like my flight's Monday night. So I'm going to hang out with my boys that I grew up with. The same guys I'm having dinner with on Friday night. They're putting me up, so I got to spend some time with them, obviously. And then back to the airport Monday night. And that's it. Wednesday, I'll be back on the Wacky Wednesday show, and this will all be something that happened that we're going to be talking about for a long time. But let's see. Who am I going to be meeting, that I'm excited about meeting? Matt O'Leary. I'm excited to be meeting Matt O'Leary. Obviously, I can't wait to meet Nick in person. Dom C, Gunny, That's going to be on Friday. So that's Mark Reese. That's Earl on Friday. But then Greenbean, I've already met, but obviously it's going to be great to spend some real time with Greenbean. We had a very small time together when I did meet up with him. It was just a quick lunch, and we didn't really get to spend a lot of time. So that's going to be great. I'm super stoked to meet Buffalo. Jet fan. That's going to be awesome. Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7. He doesn't really know me, but I'm going to meet Richie, so I'm excited about meeting Richie from Jets Media. He's going to know me by the time this trip is over. Joe Blewett, I'm going to try to bump into him. I don't know if we actually are going to succeed at that, but we're going to try to find Joe Blewett. I actually forgot the hot sauce. I might have to buy some hot sauce because I forgot. Oh, boy. And let's see, who else is going to be there? Who else am I forgetting? I think Boy Green's going to be there, but I don't know if we're going to bump into him. Hopefully we will. Maybe he'll stop by the tailgate. It'd be really cool to bump into him. Let's see, who else is there? Tigo's not there. He's a loser. Man, I can't think of... I know there's a lot more people that's going to be there. Well, the Jets Lounge. I'm going to meet Sack Exchange. That's pretty awesome. I think I'm going to meet Garrett Ham. That's going to be really cool. John Hepburn. I'm going to meet up with him. Jet Bleacher Report, I think his name is, or Jets Blitz. Yesterday said he was going to be in Coney Island, so we're going to meet up with him. That's going to be super cool. Let's see, who else? Man, I'm forgetting. There's so many people that are going to be there, and I'm drawing a blank. But like so many people from the Jet Lounge, so there's going to be a lot of guys that are just coming up. Oh yeah, Jet Italy is going to be there. So he's a guy with a YouTube channel, a podcast show that I'm going to be on in a couple of weeks from now. So he's going to be there. That's cool. Man, who else? Come on, guys, help me out. You know that we're going to have other people there. Yeah, man, it's going to be great. Matthew Smith, are you going to be there, Matt? I think we're going to meet J. Cole. He says he's going to Coney Island. That's going to be an interesting meetup, especially because he's 100% intent on having a dance-off with Green Bean. I don't know how that's going to fly, guys, but that's going to be interesting when he tries to make that happen. Matthew Smith, what's up, my friend? You're up late. Are you going to the game? Are you going to be there? Are you going to come by the Jet Lounge tailgate and say hello? We're all going to be there. So who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting somebody. I know I'm forgetting somebody. I said Ryan. I said Matt. I said Green Bean. Obviously Green Bean. I said Buffalo. I said Gunny from Situation Report. Can't think of who I'm missing. Oh, you're working all weekend. You wish you can go. Sorry you can't go, man. I'm going to meet my new nephew. I have a new nephew. He's Nicky Shine Jr. I'm going to meet Nick's son. So... he calls me uncle now. Apparently I have a new nephew. So I'm going to beat up on the kid. I might have to give him a choke slam or two. But so that'll be cool. But I'm looking forward to that. I love beating up on teenagers. They deserve it, man, because teenagers suck. Right? So he has it coming. So we're going to do that. We're going to pick on him, give him some noogies, things like that. Man, I know there's so many other people we're going to be meeting. It's going to be crazy. I got my Wayne Corbett jersey and I brought a Sharpie with me. So I'm excited about that because I want to, if Wayne Corbett stops by that Jet Lounge, man, I am getting that autograph. It's a cheap jersey. It has it's the one with the holes and everything. I don't know, like the fleece kind of jersey. So, but it was my first real one that I bought and loved, with my own money years and years ago. So I want him to sign the sleeve or something because it's almost time to retire the jersey because it's getting hard to wear. I've had it for well over, I've had it for over, 20 years. So it's time to get that thing signed and to just get it framed or whatever, put in glass. I don't know. But it'll be a treasure to me if Wayne Corbett signs it. I don't care what it's worth or not worth. If I get to meet Wayne Corbett, who... it's my, top 3 favorite Jet in Jets history. I'm going to be super, super stoked. So, maybe I'll get it signed by Barrios also. I don't know. I'm not going to be near the players. But I might let Damian Woody sign it if he wants to. I don't know. Does that make any sense to have him sign a Corbett jersey? I just want Wayne Corbett to stop by that lounge so I can get him to sign it. I'll be totally stoked. I also would not mind if Connor Hughes stopped by. I'm hoping Connor Hughes takes everybody up on the offer and stops by and says hello. It'd be kind of cool to meet Country Club Connor. Like, it would be neat. It would be neat just to see him come in. So I don't know. We'll see if that happens. I don't know if Dick Chimney shows up. I'll have to contain myself. No, I would never disrespect the Jet Lounge guys, because if anybody they invite, you have to respect. You can't. I would never disrespect somebody that they invited. That is not being a good guest, let's say. So let's see who's flying up to. I know people are flying in. Oh, you know who I haven't mentioned? Iowa Jets fan. I'm gonna get to meet Iowa Jets fan, and that's cool. So no, I'm gonna hang out with Reed. It's gonna be exciting to hang out with him and see what he thinks of Brooklyn and New Jersey and all that. And I'm gonna make sure he's gonna be near Nick Shine, so we'll make sure he gets a bagel and cream cheese from Jersey or Staten Island or whatever. It might not be the best New York has to offer, but it's going to be the best he's ever had. I could pretty much guarantee that. So we're going to hook him up. He's going to taste some good pizza. He's going to taste some good bagels. He's going to taste some good hot dog. He's got to get the fries at Nathan's at the least. The hot dogs, there's only 2 places in the country that you can get a hot dog even close that I know of. You got Nathan's at Coney Island, or Grace Papaya in the city, or you can go to Detroit. In Detroit, you can get some great hot dogs. You can also go to Cary, North Carolina, or Raleigh, North Carolina, and there's a guy from Detroit who gets them shipped and gets real Detroit hot dogs. So my thoughts on tonight's football game. I think that Buffalo is as good as advertised. I think that they're my favorite to win the Super Bowl. Not my favorite, like I'm rooting for them, but they're the ones that I would mark as the favorite. They're the ones I'm predicting to win the Super Bowl, and they played the part. They were completely dominant. If not for some turnovers, it would have been even worse, the score. And to make the Super Bowl champions, the defending Super Bowl champions, look that pedestrian was really, really impressive. The Rams did not look good at all. But I don't think it's because they're not good. I think it's because Buffalo is that good. But, look, the Rams were clearly out of their class. Tonight, at least. They were out of their class. They have a lot of work to do. They got a lot to prove because they were totally dominated. And that's a good question. What happened to Allen Robinson? Well, when you get a guy who comes from a team like Chicago and you say he's a really good wide receiver, he's just playing for a crappy team, you're rolling the dice, because sometimes it turns out, and we don't know this for sure, it's only week 1, but sometimes it turns out that it wasn't just the team, that he, stick a fork in him. He might just be done as a wide receiver. So there's a possibility that Allen Robinson is done, and he's going to be a nobody. There's also a chance he comes back next week and puts up a nice game. So, it's one game. It's the first game of the season. They might have a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover. We know nothing about them completely. They've lost some ugly games and looked really good and won the Super Bowl last year. But if you look, they didn't have a perfect season. So if you're going to get crushed, get crushed by Buffalo, right? But, they weren't ready for him. They just simply were not ready for the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills came out and they played the part, and they only went to Cooper Kupp because that's all they have. He's the only one that gets open. And I'm relieved that for as bad a day as the Rams had, the one guy I drafted from that team in one of my drafts, with the second pick, people thought I was crazy. I took Cooper Kupp. And even in the worst case scenario where they were dominated, it's, he's going to get me a lot of points because it's a 1 point per reception league. And I think he had 10, 11 catches, plus the touchdown, plus 92 yards. So Cooper Kupp did all right by me. If you looked at the box score and you looked at the day that they had overall, you would have thought, no way Cooper Kupp had that kind of day. So imagine what he's going to do when the Rams bounce back and they have a great offensive game. I'm excited about having Cooper Kupp on my roster, but I have so many fantasy teams that every week that Cooper Kupp helps me, I'm going to get hurt because somebody's going to beat me with him. I ended up on so many different fantasy teams. It's crazy. Jet Lounge, Jets Talk 24/7, my fraternity brothers, John Post, Pure Adrenaline Fantasy Sports, just to name a few. So I'm on a bunch of them. So no one in our league knows how to trade. So disappointed. Hey man, I didn't say I wasn't going to trade with you yet, dude. You know, you're proposing. One of my pence. I had a fly on my head. I didn't say I wasn't going to trade, but you're trying to make trades like literally before the first game of the season. So like what? I'm sorry, dude, but like it's literally the first. We haven't played our first game yet. I don't make trades that fast, especially as I don't trade one of my top picks for two mediocre players. Like I know a lot of people like think you can get value. Oh, I'm getting two players for the price of one, but Matt, the guy you offered me, the running back, the wide receiver you offered me wouldn't start for me. Like if you look at my receivers, he wouldn't really start, and I don't even know if I would start my running back. So the running back you offered me, so like two bench players for like my starting flex guy. Sorry, I it's just not worth it. It's not worth it for me. I need my big scorers, and I'm not going to give you Evans. I'm not going to give you the like Brady's number one wide receiver target. So, I'm just not going to do it, man. My wife is saying, "What? Huh?" Hey, I'm by myself in the airport, honey. So don't worry about it. Just sitting here and saying goodbye to the people, to the fam. Killing some time, but I don't want to run out of battery, so I'm going to have to go pretty soon, guys. Grandizer, thanks for being here. Sean McAteer, thanks for being here. Matthew Smith, thanks for being here. Honey, thanks for dropping in. My niece, Leah, thanks for dropping in. I can only see the chats as they pop up. I think Tigo was here. James Conner is not mediocre. Also, it's best ball, so you don't have to start him. Lazard. Connor might not be bad. I got to look at the numbers, dude. I'm looking on my phone. You offered me a trade. I got to be able to be sitting down and do the research. You offered me that trade literally on a day where I had to work 10 hours at work to get everything ready for me not being around. And then I'm home packing. I don't have time to look at your trade. But when I'm sitting at home and I could do the research and look at Connor and the years he's expected to have, compare him to my running backs, how much I would play him, and what his value is to me, then I'll consider it. So maybe I still will consider that trade. But give me a minute, Give me a minute. And look, you might take the deal off the table after week one because he might have a great week and you might say, oops, and I might have saved you from making a big mistake. But, I don't jump into trades, dude, in fantasy. I don't look to trade right away. You know what I'm saying? So I got to look at my team. I got to look at what my weaknesses are and what my strengths are. And yeah, at that point, I'll be able to trade a strength, to address a weakness and to balance out my team. I'm too busy for you. Joe Malone, what's going on? Are you going to the game? I haven't seen. Yeah, well, Joe, my guy. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Appreciate that. I like being called people's guys. I know you're kidding, Matt. I like being called people guys when they say I'm their guy. There's a lot of competition on YouTube. That doesn't mean other providers can't be your guy. I'm sure Green Bean's your guy, O'Leary's your guy. But hey, man, if you have me up with those guys, I'm very, very, very honored and humbled. Because that was always the goal. Maybe one day I could be like, Matt O'Leary or Green Bean or Ryan. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it. So, somebody's breaking balls. I don't know who, but somebody is. Anyway, what are you guys up to, man? Some of you should be sleeping by now. McAteer, I understand. He's in California, so he's on my time. I wish he was going. Cannot wait to meet McAteer. I'm trying to grow my beard really long and try to figure out how to make it as cool as Sean McAteer's beard. Maybe I'll retire to Temecula someday and help him guard it. I know that all I know is the next time I go to Temecula, Sean is going to be very happy. Oh, you'll be watching the game? Okay, Joe. McAteer's going to be happy when I visit Temecula because my friend has like the coolest house in the world. Tremendous swimming pool, extra guest house that he converted into a movie theater with a bar, and you feel like you're in a real bar. So McAteer's going to come over there when I go. I'm going to invite him over, and we're going to sit at this bar and just have a blast. It's going to be pretty awesome. You work graveyard, 11 p.m. today. Baba Booey, Baba Booey. I've yelled out Baba Booey in certain situations in my life. I always wanted it to be talked about on the Stern show the next day. Like, oh, were you watching that, the golf tournament? Somebody yelled Baba Booey on the 18th hole. That was me. My team got auto drafts, so I kind of need a trade target. Oh, you weren't there in the draft? That stinks. Yeah, so obviously you need a wide receiver, right? So let me look at my team, because I'm always very wide receiver heavy. So let me look at my team. I'll tell you what. I think I drafted Hopkins. I gotta check. I get confused because I have multiple teams. But if I'm the one that drafted DeAngelo Hopkins, week 4 or 5, I'll make the trade with you. I'll trade you a really good wide receiver because I'll have Hopkins coming in. So so sometimes you got to be patient. But it might make sense a little later on for me if we can't come to a deal now. I might be able to make a deal with you later, because if I did draft Hopkins, then I'm going to have too many good wide receivers. I might if nobody gets injured, and then I'll really want a better running back, because I know I got to upgrade my running back situation. I have one really good running back, and then it's very suspect after that. I don't have good running backs. So we'll have to see. That's pretty much the story of my draft. I draft one good running back if I draft really early, and then I draft all wide receivers for a while and tight end, so I end up with a really bad backup running back. I was sick during the draft, so I kind of just went to sleep. Oh, man. You get sick? You're so young. How do you get sick? I guess, when I was young, I got sick. So, did your girlfriend take care of you? That's the question. Did she bring you Chinese soup? It's the best thing. You have 4 great running backs? Okay, I'll take a look. Okay. So maybe you're not trying to rip me off. I always assume when someone proposes a trade, they're trying to rip me off. But if you have 4 great running backs and I have really good wide receivers, maybe we'll do something. I got to look at my wide receivers. I know I did pretty good. I know I went pretty heavy on it. So because that was my flex guy. So my 2 starting wide receivers are even better, right? I think I took Elijah Moore also. I don't know why he's slipping so far in drafts. Don't people... we're saying he's going to explode this year, and then nobody backs it up by picking the kid. It just doesn't make any sense. Why are people not taking Elijah Moore? He's going to be a great, great player. He's going to have a great year. I don't know why people aren't taking Elijah. Oh, yeah. If you don't sleep a lot, you get sick, brother. That's how it happens. Let's see. I have 10 people watching and 10 likes. I guess I'll take that as a big compliment. Can I like it? No, it's not letting me like it. Hey, anyway, guys, I gotta go. I gotta run. The next time y'all see me, I will be on the East Coast. I will no longer be the late night guy because I'll be on the East Coast. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll check you all out later. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Good night.